Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Radio Geonosis, where we talk about the Romulans from a certain point of view.
Yeah, Romulans.
Trying to get David, where we talk about Star Wars from a certain point of view.
I was getting ready. Oh, yeah, Squeaky. Yeah, Squeaky.
We're celebrating our 10th show.
Yeah, good job, guys.
We're doing fun facts today.
Okay, loud noises.
But before we do that, David, do you have any Star Wars?
We didn't
hot
introduce
happenings?
ourselves.
Oh my God, I'm so off. I'm Angie.
I'm the Senate.
I'm Aaron. What's up, guys?
It's number 10. It has to be special.
It does. It really does.
Special ed.
It really does. That too.
All right, do you have any Star Wars hot happenings,
Hot
David?
happening.
Or the Senate? Should I say the
I
Senate?
am the Senate. Yeah, kinda. What's his face? Simon Pegg, that British bastard, who played Unkar Plutt, the give me the portions. That guy, the Ray dude.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, he said that
Portions,
J.J. Abrams' original story for Ray was not an 8. Like Rian Johnson did his own thing. So begs the question, since J.J. Abrams is not doing the last one, is he gonna go back to kind of retcon some stuff and put what he wanted to originally do with Ray and whatnot? So I thought that was interesting.
Oh shit.
So he's not going to direct 9.
No, J.J. Abrams is. Ryan
Okay.
Johnson's not. Ryan Johnson did 8. And
Is
J.J.
he
Abrams
out?
did 7 and 9.
Is Rian Johnson out?
No, he's still working on that Star Wars trilogy too. That he's doing his own Star Wars trilogy for Disney.
Please not Kenobi.
I don't know. No. It won't be Kenobi because, and I quote, it is something you have not experienced in any way, shape, or form in Star Wars lore yet. So, literally nothing. Everything that exists in Star Wars, these movies will not be.
Rian Johnson's trilogy.
Yeah, Rian Johnson's trilogy.
Okay.
We'll see.
But yeah, it'd be interesting to see if J.J. Abrams takes a complete 180 with Rey in Episode 9 and to try and redeem her story or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
I wonder what they would do though to redeem her. What?
Maybe
We'll
they would.
put her
I
on-
would say maybe they'd retcon Kylo Ren was just screwing with you when he said you're nobody and your real family is blah blah blah.
Well,
He
yeah.
was just trying to get you to join the
What
dark
makes you
side.
think he's not going to be lying?
Yeah.
So we have stopped. Okay, no more Bill. That's starting to freak me out. But yeah,
I'll do this.
no, that one's worse. But no, yeah, it would be interesting because they could that's their ace in the hole. They
Think it'll be any flashbacks? You think it'll be any flashbacks to her childhood?
I don't know. They're starting to do the
Anime
flashback
style,
thing.
anime Naruto style, quick little
Yeah.
flashbacks. You think? I don't know. I wonder.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Because they've done the flashback with her in 7 when she's a little kid, and then they
Yes.
Yeah.
did all the Luke and Kylo Ren flashbacks. So they're doing flashbacks in Star Wars now. So yeah, they
Yeah.
can do that.
Yeah.
Anything's possible.
Like we talked about, I think it was last episode. We still don't know much about Rey. Still,
No,
No.
nothing at all.
nothing at all.
Literally.
We don't know anything about Snoke
yeah,
either.
exactly. They're right. They're right the same. We don't know.
We just
anything
have
about any
random
of them.
people in a movie.
Yeah. But we
God,
love
there's
it.
going to be so much dialogue and exposition in episode 9. No, this is what Snoke is
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it could be, you're almost going back and doing a review, like a school test. You're going back and doing.
There's going to be a 15-minute animated Black Panther intro for Star Wars episode 9. Just talking about Snoke and Rey just to get everybody no, this is what we're doing
Yeah.
now.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There we go. There we go.
Then just we fucked up right before the one frame right before the movie starts.
I'll do that every
But
time.
no, it'll be interesting. Okay, you could ring if I use bad language.
Okay.
But no,
and owe me $1 every time.
maybe. But no, yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what episode 9 with Rey, what direction that goes in. Other news. Was there other news? Oh yeah. Hopefully now. Technically 45 years from today, April 5th, is when
The last.
Zephyr Cochrane will be the first person in Earth history to travel warp speed,
Oh,
at
that's
which
what-
time the Vulcans will be passing Earth and notice our
Romulan?
ability to use warp speed and come make first contact. So 45 years, we can all make it. Let's go.
We'll all
Yeah,
be
yeah.
Romulans
Yeah.
at that time.
And I think that's the news. Yeah, because I think that episode.
Because I
thing.
talked about Star Wars in the Star Trek.
Oh
in the
no!
beginning, you're throwing
I
that in
celebrate
there.
April 5th every year because I love Star Trek too, and I knew the moment I woke up this morning, I'm like, I'm bringing that up in the news.
Okay, so today we're talking about fun facts in Star Wars. David or Aaron, you got a fun fact?
Am I going first? Am I
Yeah,
reading off
go
my homework?
first. Yeah.
Okay, I have. Let's see.
Homework like I'm a teacher.
I think Nam helped me write these yesterday. We had a long, like, crazy studio session yesterday. Let's see, which one should I start with?
I did like your video, by the way.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
Thank you.
Love that
Thank
on
you.
Instagram.
Thank you.
Everybody look at that.
Let's see. Well, this one is interesting just because I want to one day hopefully write a script. But I heard that one of the fun facts I did find out was George Lucas's initial draft of Star Wars. The was it 5? 4.
A New Hope?
4.
No.
A New Hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, A New Hope. I'm tripping right now. Was way too long, and that's surprising because the movie is long as shit.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I used a cuss word. No. but just seeing how the movie is so long, it's that's just crazy to me how the script was
What?
longer.
I think like
Well-
5 and
And they had to
5
cut
and 6 were essentially like the
I
rest
think
of the
13
script.
pages they had to take out.
Damn,
it
like
was-
13 is a
I
lot.
think it was 13 pages they had to take
Wow.
out. That's the word around town is that 13 pages what was removed from the first script. So that's just crazy because the movie's long. So that's one thing we
I
all
wonder
know.
what they would have covered.
Yeah.
Well,
in
there's a
that
lot of
time.
stuff they filmed. Like they filmed Luke meeting Biggs on Tatooine before Biggs goes and joins the Rebels.
Right, and
They
then
filmed. They filmed some other stuff too.
But that's
Hold on.
filming. That's not the script because script.
Well, no,
would
they're
be
still filming the script.
verbiage.
So I imagine maybe, because if anything, that's just more they cut out of the script
Yeah,
at the final point.
Yeah.
Because like they could have taken 13 pages out
What is
and
it?
then
The
started
dinner
shooting
scene where they're
and then-
drinking milk? I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea what pages exactly were taken out. I don't know if they
Wow.
were in order. I don't know what, but that's just a rumor. 13 pages were taken out because the script was like just
That's
too
like
long.
the lost holocaust.
Yeah, where are they? And then also, George Lucas he flirted with the idea of using an all black cast, and then the idea was flirting with an all Japanese cast.
Oh.
So we would have it would have been a Star Wars. He was flirting with the idea. I'm guessing it was just back in the day. It's just like, let's
The
just slow
first
down.
science fiction blaxploitation film.
That would have been crazy.
I could see that. I think it would have been great.
He flirted with that idea. There was a Japanese actor that was like famous who George Lucas was a fan of. I think his name was Toshiro Mifune. I don't know how to pronounce that, but he was gonna be Obi-Wan Kenobi. So the Obi-Wan Kenobi who
That
you
sounds
love
really
now
familiar.
might have been.
Like I've
so my
known this.
sexy Obi-Wan Kenobi wouldn't have been.
So that's
we
You know, a
had
14-year-old
thing,
Vietnamese
Kenobi
kid
and I.
playing Obi-Wan in episode
Yeah.
1.
So I thought that was pretty interesting. That was pretty ahead of its time of him thinking of using a all African American cast and then all Japanese cast. We kind of just threw everyone in the
Yeah.
movie anyway. So it all,
Yeah.
it all worked out. It all worked out for itself. Let's see. And this is my last one. Orson Welles was almost Darth Vader. I'm pretty sure. you
Yeah,
guys
he
know.
almost did.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
like,
He would have been a
but
great
see,
voice.
I didn't know that until yesterday.
James Earl Jones is a better choice.
Always. clearly. But like
he
I
had a
thought,
really commanding voice.
yeah,
And I think that's why it really sold, because why Lucas wanted him, because he had this really commanding voice that made you that gave that Darth Vader.
yeah. I
You know,
remember
oh
being.
my gosh.
I remember being a kid seeing this, The Lion King. I know it's not, but it's Disney, and James Earl Jones' voice as Mufasa, like as a kid, was really like.
Oh, yeah. As a kid, I was like, oh, that's Darth Vader.
One of these days, look up Kimba.
Okay.
Kimba. It is a Japanese animation.
Oh,
and
it's
it
the
was-
one that was like that Lion King stole from, like,
Yes.
blatantly.
But
Oh, they
I
did?
watched that
Like,
cartoon. when it-
frame.
For a friend.
Oh,
Oh.
look it up. It's a kids. It's a Japanese animation, but I watched it every morning. Watched
Oh.
Kimba. I loved it.
I have to check that out.
Along with
then.
Gumby, which was like an acid trip.
Oh, I love Gumby.
Yeah, Gumby is an acid trip.
You watch it
Now
like,
that I
God,
don't
what were
want
they
memories
high
in
on?
this state of mind of Gumby. Let's move on. This is getting scary. Because you're right.
Yeah, now that I
I
think
loved
about
Pokey. I loved
That damn
the
horse.
blockhead.
That's the blockhead.
yeah,
one,
the
too.
bucket. Yeah.
Oh God, triggered.
Are you okay, D?
I'm good.
All right,
I just
let's bring
haven't thought about Gumby in like
oh my
literally
God,
20 years.
Let's bring you back. All
Yeah,
right.
those are my fun facts.
All right,
Those are my fun facts.
David, you want to go next? Or
I
you
had one I was thinking. Oh, I remember it. James Earl Jones fun fact. He was totally against when they decided to credit him as the voice of Darth Vader, like the credits at the end of each film. He
wanted
was
to be-
totally against.
He wanted to be a mystery.
No, he felt that as just a voice actor, he wasn't as like influential or integral or whatever
for
to
the-
Star Wars. And he always said, I was always just like along for the ride. I'm such a fan of this. Like,
Oh,
I don't
okay.
need to be credited. So
Oh.
when they started wanting to credit him, he was like, not like super like, no, if you don't tear this down, I'm not going to be
Yeah,
Darth
but it's
Vader
like he probably
anymore.
just like,
But
"Oh,
he was just like, no, there was no reason for me to be credited.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, just really, really cool dude. I was like, yeah, I get it, man.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, but I think he should have been credited because his voice was just phenomenal, and it still is. It's still used.
Do you think James Earl Jones even? Do you think? Well, they probably never. I don't know. Maybe George Lucas knew. But you think James Earl Jones knew that Darth Vader was gonna be as big as he is? Do you think any of them knew? Like,
No.
anything? Any of them had a hunch
No,
in the slightest way? Like,
Nah,
these
I don't
characters
think
are
so.
gonna-
I have to go on
These
the
characters
side
are
of
going to
no,
change
man.
the world.
no,
Yeah,
I don't
30,
think that they did.
20, 30 years from now. 40 years.
I honestly don't because Luke said that, or
Mark
Mark
Hamill.
Hamill.
Mark Hamill. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, again, lost here. Mark Hamill said when he first read the script,
Mm-hmm.
he showed it around to his friends because it was no big deal. But then the second and third one, he didn't do it
Yeah.
because it blew up like crazy. I mean, the opening of that movie, Chinese Man's Theater, was just packed with people because everybody was looking forward to seeing this.
Was there
So-
trailers out at that time?
For Star Wars?
Yeah. Was
Yeah,
there
they-
there TV spots?
Yeah, there was like two big ones. There was one when they were like Christmas of '76, be ready, And then when they had to change the release date, like they went to May, which was
Okay.
like uncommon. Then they did like another one.
Geek
But yeah, there
Day,
was a
the
couple.
25th.
Like you can look, they're on YouTube actually. I
Oh,
watch them
okay.
from time to time. You can just look up like original Star Wars like trailers.
Trailers. Okay.
They're really 70s low budget. They're awesome.
Hey man, we didn't have stuff
like the shots of, like they're all like really quick, no special effects shots. So like
Uh-huh.
it'll be like Death Star, like it'll be like just a quick shot of like Death Star hallways, Han Solo, stormtroopers, and you see blanks and guns going off, but no bullets or anything, and no sound
that
effects.
TV spot got those theaters packed.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because you have to remember,
That's crazy.
But
what you're seeing today is not what we saw back then.
Yeah.
We
No,
didn't.
yeah, that footage would look like crazy awesome, like plastered on like 104-inch background at a techno show. That's how like weird out 70s no of money or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it was.
people had never seen that before. It's something that we did not see.
Yeah.
We saw, Star Trek, we saw Lost in Space and stuff, but you didn't see this.
Yeah.
And so for us back even Jaws was frightening for me.
Oh, there's a fun fact.
Oh my gosh, when I was in the movie theater, I had my feet up on the chair because I was afraid.
Oh my god.
No, fun fact.
But it doesn't look, now when you see the shark, you're thinking, what the heck? It's nothing.
Yeah.
But back then, you didn't see that.
Yeah.
You saw the people get eaten.
Yeah.
And you really believed that was the shark.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, I had a fun fact.
Go ahead.
Jaws is why we have Jaws is why we have summer blockbusters now.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
because
really?
it
Oh,
was
yeah.
That was like the first ever summer
Summer
blockbuster.
blockbuster.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, Christmas, the holidays was time to release movies.
Yeah.
Now it's the summer.
Did you not want to get in the water because of Jaws?
No, I didn't want to go to the beach and get in the water. It was really
Me too.
scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go. I mean, I don't still go in the water though.
Yeah.
Like, that's gross.
He
Like
doesn't go to
that's
the
not
beach,
for
he'll
me.
Burn
Like,
up in flames. But yeah,
like,
it was.
do you know what's in that water?
But
Everyone.
It's so gross. And then it's filled with things that are literally designed to kill you as land-based prey. So it's like, No, I'm good.
But I think before
I don't need that.
even before you had Saturday Night Fever come out at the same time. But I remember going to see, and I'm going to really date myself here, American Graffiti. It was packed. It was packed to go in there.
Oh
and
yeah,
see
that was like a hit. That's what.
Yeah.
That's what got George Lucas Star Wars.
But what became of the first blockbuster? What do you think it was? I think. Ben-Hur was one of the first ones, but also The Godfather.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man, The Godfather.
That was 75, and that
Yeah.
was
And
like.
plus, that wasn't too long ago. Too. 1975, the 1940s, and all that I'm sorry, guys, wasn't too long ago.
Yeah, someone's looking for you.
Yeah, no, it's okay though. It's all right.
But yes, The Godfather. And I had heard that we're getting off topic here, but I had heard that a lot of businesses use some of the things that were in The Godfather for part of running a business.
Yeah.
So that movie influenced a lot. I remember watching it on I think it was the History Channel, where they talked about the influence of The Godfather. But it was a huge blockbuster.
Yeah.
It made tons and tons of money.
Yeah.
It literally did. It had like something crazy, like a $10 million budget, and it's like $500 million box office.
Yeah, and people
Dang.
still love it today. And
I love that
it
movie.
launched a lot of different things.
That was a fun fact of budget. I didn't know the budget was.
Yeah,
Like
I think it was
what,
like around $10-12 million. I swear it was, because I just looked it up when I was watching Godfather. Cause I was
Oh,
like,
just-
I
yeah.
knew it, because I knew it was a super low budget movie.
Uh-huh.
But I was like, I wonder how much it made. And it was like, it made like,
Tons.
like it has like one of the best, like next to Star Wars, like cost to performance ratios.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like insanity.
Okay.
Like if
Yeah.
you invested and you made that much money,
You're good. You're golden.
Yeah. But I think
yeah, you could get it. You could literally murder people in the street and get away with it. Like, yeah.
big blockbusters like that were like Gone with the Wind, were like Ben-Hur,
Yeah.
were The Godfather. So then you have American Graffiti, you have Jaws step in, and then you have Star Wars, and then that just was like boom.
It was over after that.
Oh yeah, it was all on, and a lot of movies, even The Matrix, is kind of got an influence from Star Wars, because even when we talked about that last week, Neo, he was the hope for the people in the Matrix.
Yeah.
And or the people outside the Matrix, they were in Zion. As long as they had that hope, they always survived. And you see that same thing going on with Star Wars, but it was Star Wars who they were the jumping point for all these other movies.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they were still, we talk about women characters and stuff. You had Celine from Underworld. She was, she was doing the whole thing. You have Angelina Jolie as Laura Croft. That was a strong woman character. And I love that one, by the way. But
I want to go see that new Laura Croft movie. It, like,
Yeah.
came
I
out.
heard it was really good.
I heard it
really
like
good.
I heard people said it was good, but it's like making no monies.
I heard it was. I heard it was good too, though. I heard it was really good.
I like the chick who played her
I'm
because
the
she
Laura
looks
Croft.
like her.
I am the Angelina Jolie fan. She was fantastic in it. I loved her. I loved her. That was my first cosplay.
Oh wow!
Yes.
Fun fact.
Yes, about me. Okay.
If only it was Friday, because I think it'd be Fun Fact Friday. We screwed this up
Well, if
royally
we
this
stay here
week.
long enough, it
I
will
am
be
no
Friday.
longer
Yeah.
impressed with this podcast.
Stay with me. Stay
Okay,
with me.
okay, I'm
Okay.
okay.
So Star Wars. Fun fact: Yoda was almost played by a monkey.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Fucked up.
Um,
Oh no! I was having a moment
This
with
is a-
Aaron.
this is
That
a
was
Disney-
that was an Aaron David moment. I think we were on the same
This
wavelength
is a
for
Disney
a second.
podcast.
depending on what movie you've watched, Yoda has different
Feet.
Feet.
toes. It says number of toes.
Yeah, it's like polydactyl,
What
but
is
he's
it?
not.
What is
It's
it?
like
3 to
weird.
4? 3 and 4?
I think it's like one of them was like 2 on each side, and then one was like 3 up top and 1 on bottom.
Bottom. Okay.
Can you imagine if it was 10 at one point?
Oh, goodness,
like 10
no.
toes.
No.
I think there's even like a canon lore explanation for it too. I don't remember though. I'd have to look it up.
Oh my gosh. Ewok was never spoken in the original trilogy. The word Ewok
Yep. Nope.
was never spoken in the original
Most people
trilogy.
found out about that because of the magazine release like 6 months before it came out, and it like featured Endor
Happy
and the
Life Day.
Ewoks.
Boba Fett.
I like the Ewoks. Some people know that. I like the Ewoks.
I like them too.
I do too.
Okay.
They're savage. They're gonna eat people.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah, Ewoks are good in my book.
Yeah, they took out stormtroopers.
Yeah, they
Then
did.
they ate them.
They
Yeah.
did. They ate them. Yeah, they broke
Oh,
their
They
backs.
served them to Luke and Leia.
I
I presume.
hope that's not a fun fact.
I think that's what it was. They gave them to eat.
There might have been forced cannibalism in Star Wars.
Gosh. Moving on. Boba Fett is actually visible in the movies. Did you know that? And he was, it was Jeremy Bullock.
Jeremy Bullock.
He was an Imperial officer at the last minute. He was a stand-in for an Imperial officer.
Oh.
Yes.
Boba Fett.
Yes, so you got to pay attention.
Yeah.
Go back and pay attention. Qui-Gon used a Gillette razor for his communicator.
Yeah.
Now that's smooth.
I have a bunch of those still, so I can make communicators
I don't know
one
how
day.
weird he felt about a woman's Gillette razor, near his mouth.
But it's perfect prop design because unless you seriously had the perfect eye for that,
Yeah,
you
would
would never known.
You're like, that's a little creepy. They handed to him. What the heck
I saw
am
that
I
like on a
supposed to do
YouTube,
with
on
this?
YouTube
Talk
video.
or shake?
Yeah. I saw that on a YouTube video. That's what it was.
But yeah, I have a bunch of those old lady razors that are like still in packages because I'm gonna make communicators.
I like the way you say old lady razors.
No, they're not for old ladies. They're old in the fact that they were like from the 90s and they were for ladies.
Great save, D.
Oh yeah, I had to because it's the internet. Someone's gonna call me sexist.
Yes, they're gonna be mad. Okay, Star Wars and 2001: A Space Odyssey. So Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
Oddity is David Bowie.
Yes, I'm thinking about that. Ground Control.
I love David Bowie. Fun fact.
They shared almost the exact same production crew. George Lucas admired Stanley Kubrick, and when he set out to make Star Wars, he hired so many people who worked on 2001 that the group was considered the class of 2001. Interesting fact.
Fun fact: I like Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh yes, I did too. Even though it was in another language, you had to read it.
Yeah, very, very true.
Yes.
Very true.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Oh, you have a fun fact?
What is it now?
Oh, let us know.
NSYNC was originally supposed to be casted in Star Wars Episode 2.
Oh yeah.
To do what?
To sing at a
Bye.
Wait, yeah, there
They
was
were
like
going to be, I don't know,
like
they
they
were
were-
Jedi.
yeah, like Jedi or
wow.
something, like at the
What?
request of
Yeah,
his
for his daughter,
daughters,
yeah.
but he cut them out
Ooh,
or
yeah.
something.
Oh,
Yeah, he got in a fight. He said, "You're in trouble. They're out."
thank God that didn't happen.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good save.
Yeah.
E.T. is in the Phantom Menace. Now we talked about that.
Yeah.
They're in the Senate.
Yes.
So if you
I
want to
didn't
go
know.
back,
Crazy.
Thank you guys for showing me that, though.
Yeah, if
I
you're-
really do appreciate
if you're
that. Thank
hearing
you, Nam.
that
You,
for the
you had
first
something to do with
time.
that as well.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
If
That was
you're-
really, really dope.
yeah, if you're hearing this one for the first time, you go back and when they're voting and they vote now,
Vote
now.
now.
The little ET guys are in there voting.
I wonder what those species are called.
I don't know. I wonder
I
if they
think
had a
they
bike in
actually
there.
have like it might be even old canon now, but like I think they had a name.
They did?
I think
Yeah,
so. I'll look
E.T..
it up and I'll message you on
They're
Facebook.
called just ETs.
They're just
When I get
ETs.
home, I'll look it up, and if
Yeah,
I find,
yeah,
I'll
let
let
me
you know
know.
on Facebook. Now we're
Sound-
plotting for post show.
Sound of a TIE fighter engine is actually what?
That's just
Elephant
Yeah.
bellow
Elephant.
and a car driving on a wet pavement.
oh, Mary
on a
Tyler Moore.
wet pavement.
The elephants had her trunks. Oh, never mind.
I don't know if David knows this one. You can use Star Wars collectible coins as real money on a tiny South Pacific island.
Oh yeah, I know that one.
What is it?
I don't know the name, but I know the context of it. Yeah. Just
Doesn't
kidding.
count if you don't know the name. Is it 9?
Let me know what island this is.
No, but yeah, I remember just
I
reading if there was an
have
Asian
coins, like-
country.
Really?
that,
What
like,
island? Where is it at? It's
South
like-
Pacific.
Yeah, like Thailand area to like Philippines area. Like,
Really?
one of those. Yeah.
I wonder if you can use Chuck E. Cheese money there.
Please, I hope so.
We have a lot of Chuck E. Cheese coins.
yes.
Sell them as bitcoins.
Yes.
Some guy was doing.
Okay, I have more since David.
Yeah, by
did-
all means.
Yes.
By all
Nobody
means.
did their homework.
Oh, I have like, I could. Oh,
He's
you
a
want to go?
computer.
I'm not
Yeah, I'm
gonna
about
lie.
to say
Okay.
like I don't need to do home.
Okay.
Yeah, I
For
do. I only have to-
Phantom Menace, the sets were built too small for Liam Neeson, who was how tall? 6'4". So they had to rebuild the door frames for him. I didn't realize he was that tall. No wonder.
Oh yeah, have you seen Schindler's List, man? He's
Yeah,
like
he was
towering
huge.
over
Yeah,
everybody.
no wonder
He's huge.
Padme looked like a little child next to him.
Yeah,
Remember when
yeah.
she's walking in the desert? Oh my God, she looked.
Oh yeah, that's why it's like ew. But you know,
Yeah.
oh wait, he's just tall.
He's
Yeah.
just really tall. She looked really tiny. She can't be more than 5 feet
Like
tall.
Hagrid and fucking all the students.
But that was movie magic.
Yeah, I
though.
know, yeah,
that
but
was movie magic.
That was
This was
Liam
just
Neeson.
like
That was Liam Neeson on set though.
this is just like George Lucas. Well, I'm gonna cast the tallest and the shortest one. Let's just see what happens.
Burt Reynolds, Al Pacino, Jack Nicklaus, Christopher Walken were all contenders for Han Solo. But apparently somebody else too?
Kurt Russell.
Kurt
Russell.
Russell. Which I could kind of see that, Escape from L.A. kind of guy.
Yeah.
That one sucked. That's everybody. I know everybody's complaining like, "Oh, David, you like all movies and sequels." Escape from L.A. sucked.
You didn't like it?
And we're
Escape
moving
from
on.
New York was way better. Okay.
Well, what was the other movie he was in? Something in Chinatown. Little Big.
Little Big Trouble in
Little Big
Chinatown.
Trouble in
yeah, that was
That's a
pretty
great
funny.
one, too.
That was funny.
That was a good one. That
I
was a
had that on
classic.
Blu-ray.
Young
was a
Anakin
classic.
had a transmitter chip hidden inside his body. If he tried to sneak away from Wadu, he could be blown up. And he actually talks about that when they're having the dinner scene.
Yeah.
David, take it away.
Oh, I'm not doing what I said earlier, but no, yeah, it was like, yeah, when they're having dinner scene, there's like one of the conversations
should've had the
going
thing
on. And Anakin's like, they blow you up.
Yeah.
Yes. You remember how he's talking? How is it Jar Jar Binks is eating the fruit, and then he told him, "Don't do that again."
Oh,
and
yeah.
He grabbed his tongue. That's when Anakin's actually talking.
I
about
hate
that.
how overbearing that was, though, too, because Qui-Gon Jinn's like, you must have Jedi reflexes. Like, it's
he's-
like so in your face. It's like, come on, man. You already showed the kid the lightsaber. We get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I liked both things individually. Together, they did not mix well for that scene.
It's like oil and vinegar. They did not mix well.
Like, I get it, George.
What about Yoda's face? It takes inspiration from the sculptor Stuart Freeborn using his own face and Einstein's.
I knew that one.
I-
She already
For
tested me
Yoda's-
on all these, and I
for
knew
Yoda's
most of them,
face.
or all of them.
I didn't know any of that.
Yeah, yes.
I only had 3 fun facts.
Oh, I have like a million, dude.
Well, as soon as I'm done, you're going to be going on for your million, dude.
All right, dude.
I can see Einstein now, though.
Yeah.
the
I can see
Einstein
it.
Yeah.
I can
lines.
see it. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah. I
But
can,
no, if I show you a
Because-
picture of Stuart Freeborn, and you're like, oh, that's you.
but the thing is, Yoda was very wise. So I think the reason why maybe they used Einstein because was a very intelligent man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Not
why they put the
intelligent with
lines in his
women,
eyes.
But he was intelligent.
Yeah.
Einstein was
He made
intelligent
sure to
with
point
women.
that out.
He had like 3 wives or something like that.
You know, he had 2 wives, but
They
one
were
of,
both
Like, one
young.
is banging
They were
like one of his cousins or
yeah,
something, though.
no, he married his cousin.
That's right.
He married his cousin, but he had a very
But back in
he
back
was a
then-
very busy man
back then they
sexually.
did odd.
I really
shit,
hope when I'm a
odd
history
stuff.
teacher, I don't describe Einstein's wives as he's banging his cousin.
I hope you ruin those kids.
I gotta, I gotta brush up on some language here
He
of
made
my
his cousin.
history in
Moving
the
on.
next 2 years. Okay, but go on.
All right. Clone Troopers DC-15 blaster rifle is based on the design of a German MG-34 machine gun from World War II.
I see the Republic as Germans anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what they're supposed to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Kanan's voice.
Well,
Kanan
the
is
Empire,
voiced
but
by
the-
actor.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do a fact.
Sorry.
Kanan is voiced by actor Freddie Prinze Jr.
I thought everybody knew that.
Well, this is a fun fact, and maybe some folks
It's like he literally, until he did Rebels, I would have been like, didn't he die in the 90s? No, he's in Rebels. And he's a pretty cool dude. He plays video games and stuff. I'm like, oh, right on.
Freddie Prinze Jr. does?
Yeah, he was also in Scooby-Doo. Was he Freddie?
Yes, he was.
He was Freddie in Scooby-Doo.
Oh, God, that's right. No, he did live through the 90s.
He did, because that was in
That was like
2000.
2001
Yeah,
or 2002
yeah.
or something. Oh, that was terrible,
Yeah.
man.
Shout out to Freddie Prinze Jr.
Was that one, or was it the sequel when they put the dog on the plane dressed up in a woman's...
That's the sequel.
Dress,
That's what,
and it's
that's
like-
what Scrappy do.
It's like, how?
Was that Scrappy-Doo?
Uh-huh.
What
They
was
go to
the
the island. They go
what
to the
was the
island.
little
Yeah.
boy's name? The little doggy's name?
Scrappy.
Yeah, Scrappy's the
Oh,
little
what
one.
was the cousin's name?
He
The
was
one
the
with
cousin.
Thor. He was real,
Oh, I don't
Was
remember
it?
Scooby-Doo's lineage. What the- All I know is that they put the damn dog in a dress and put it on a plane, and like they were getting away with it.
Okay, this guy knows
Scooby-Doo's
everything, but he
lineage.
doesn't know Scooby-Doo's cousin.
Scooby-Doo's lineage.
Okay, Ezra was the first character producer Dave Filoni sketched He drew inspiration from the strong-willed and feisty Ralph Macchio in The Karate Kid.
Cobra Kai is coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I saw that, and I was like, they're gonna really have grown men fighting each other again.
Why not?
And then, like, one of them was already beating up kids in the trailer. I was like, man, they're really trying to, like, go.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know.
We've sometimes come to it seems like we remake a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
And it needs to be left,
I'm cool with rebooting
left
stuff.
alone.
Yeah.
I'm cool with rebooting stuff. Like, technically, Star Wars is rebooted with the new ones. Like, Jurassic World's a reboot.
Right.
Remakes, I'm iffy on. Some of them are good. Some of them are bad, but had really good intentions, and some of them are good.
Is that like the third
I think
movie?
it's 'cause
Some of them are.
we want the old. We want nostalgia. We want nostalgia.
Oh, no,
but
it's
we
all
want new
nostalgia.
things,
I
too.
don't think it's so much new
want
ideas.
new.
I think it's just, like, everybody's like, oh, Hollywood never doesn't have a new idea. No, they have millions of new ideas. It's just people will not stop being nostalgic. That's why they're releasing
Well, I mean,
all
if you're
this.
going to be nostalgic, then reboot it, but don't remake it. I'm just...
Yeah, but sometimes it's hard to do. Because, like, how would you remake... Wait, no. No. Okay, no. I'm here. Yeah.
Okay, moving
I had a good
on,
example, but then I
moving
forgot instantly what it
on.
was.
Han Solo was a big green alien in the original rough draft of Star Wars.
Really?
He had
With gills.
Gills?
Gills. I
What
don't
was it
know
gonna
how he
be?
could have been really a kind of a romantic-y, kind of suave guy with gills. I don't know.
There's concept art for it. I've seen concept
I would
art
have to
for
see
it.
that. I would have to, like, really see
Yeah.
that.
Not good.
I don't
I mean,
know.
the art is good, but it's like, that's not Han Solo.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, well, yeah. Look at
That's Guido. That's
Yeah.
that's Guido right there. Leia's hair. I don't know if you know this one. Leia's hair was inspired by the hairstyles of rebel Mexican women fighting in the Mexican War of Independence in the 1900s.
I didn't know that,
I
but
didn't
since
know
I
that.
know history, I instantly see it.
You
So,
see it? Yeah. Yeah.
I did not know that. I
My
thought that
history
was
teacher, Mr. Shurtell, actually told my class that. So
I saw.
Because
That's what Mr.
teachers
Shurtell.
throw in a little bit of Star Wars.
he was a
yeah.
huge Star Wars
What was
fan,
it
too.
last year?
Who
or the year
is it?
before?
Even the guy in the insurance company today, when I talked to him, he was a big
Star Wars fan. Was he?
See, she's talking Star Wars with like people just to
Oh,
call
just-
for business.
I just talk to everyone. I just random at work. I
Yeah.
talk to and walking around in the store. I'll hand a kid a Star
There's
Wars.
a lot of Star
I
Wars.
had
fans.
Yeah.
something.
Victorville had
I
a lot
forgot
of
what
Star
it
Wars
was.
fans.
Yes,
High
they
Desert
do.
does. The
They
High
do.
Desert.
Someday I hope to start a temple here, and I hope to get a lot of people that want to do.
Oh,
combat
Angie, that would
Star
be
Wars.
really, really
Yes,
dope
I
if you were
am-
to do that.
Yes, I'm going to.
I'll do it if I could be general chairman.
You could be whatever you want.
Yes.
But I'm still in charge.
I want to be. I want to be the chancellor. I'm just kidding.
Okay, not after I tell you this one about the Palps. It took 4 hours to apply makeup and prosthetics to transform actor Ian McDermott into the Emperor Palpatine.
I remember what it was.
What
It
is
was like
it?
last year or the year before. I saw the actual gown from End of A New Hope that Leia wears. The, like soft white,
Oh,
like silver
beautiful
glowing
one,
ground. I think it's nice. Like
Yeah. Yes.
I forgot why that sparked. Oh, because we were talking about her hair.
Yes.
And I was thinking to myself, I don't know a lot about Leia's like, because it was a dress.
Yeah.
And it was hairdo. But no, yeah. Like I was like, oh yeah, I remember seeing that dress. It's really
My
beautiful.
friend Natalie has done that character. So it's beautiful. That dress is beautiful. Okay, writer Katie Lucas. Now, is this his daughter, Katie Lucas?
I think maybe yes.
Used Frankenstein's
I don't remember.
monster as inspiration when writing the vengeful character of Asajj Opress.
Oh, I could see it.
Savage.
Yeah.
Savage
Savage.
Opress.
Savage.
Opress.
Yeah, I
Yes.
get it.
Yeah.
Kind of lame, but I get it.
It is a fun fact.
Oh, no, it's still a fun fact. I just,
Kind of lame, but
I can see it, but you know,
Thanks for taking the fun out of that fact.
I don't know. Aaron's having a good time.
that I am.
Of course he is.
That I am.
Let me give Akbar a squeeze there. When Christopher Lee joined the cast, Count Dooku was created for the legendary actor to play.
Oh, really?
Yes.
They just wanted
yes.
Christopher Lee.
Yes, I
They just wanted
loved
him
him.
to be.
He's everything.
I loved him in Man with the Golden Gun.
Yes, that's my favorite James Bond movie.
Yes, I loved him.
That's the one nobody ever guesses because like that's my favorite James Bond movie. People
That's
are like,
what
what's yours?
My parents were watching that on Amazon Prime the other day.
Yeah, and you know
Yeah,
what?
they
I
have all of
think
them.
They have all of them. Yeah.
Oh,
they have all
James
of them.
Bond.
Yeah, they were
Oh,
watching
my
them the other
goodness.
day.
Roger Moore is my favorite James Bond. Well, actually, it's tied with Daniel Craig now because Daniel Craig is like kicking it. But
Yeah, Daniel Craig is my favorite James. It was Pierce Brosnan because of the games and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I was through the video game era, like, yeah, Pierce Brosnan was like the guy. Like, yeah.
Roger
But
Moore is legit. James
it's definitely
Bond now.
Daniel Craig now. Daniel Craig is.
I'm gonna get some hate, but Roger Moore, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
He's
No, we don't
dead.
like the original James Bond.
Oh, I love Sean Connery.
I love Sean.
I love-
Connery.
I love-
Of course
actually-
I do.
I even love George Lazenby, the guy that like they like hired and then he immediately turned into a hippie. and they fired him.
He got,
They
like-
turned him into a hippie. I think just the years.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's
All
what
that
it
money in the
was.
years, yeah.
Sean is my favorite because of
Yeah.
he had some great one-liners in the movies.
Oh, you think my Star Wars like knowledge of fun fact? We should do a James Bond episode
This
one day.
is not the right kind of show. This
It's
is
still
Star
nerdy.
Wars from a certain point of view.
Maybe
We'll
for
talk
another
about Star.
time,
That's what
David.
you do. You talk about Star Wars for 15 minutes, and then you go off to bigger topics. It still
Okay,
counts.
Star Wars is a bigger topic.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. Okay.
James Bond has more movies.
And books too.
Yeah, a lot of
They're
books.
books, yeah.
A lot of books.
The Inquisitor is voiced by British actor James Isaac, famous for
I know who he plays.
his role as
Malfoy's like dope ass dad.
Lucius Malfoy.
Malfoy's
in,
daddy.
in
Harry Potter.
in the Harry Potter
Yeah.
movies.
Sorry, we knew he was evil
I
the
don't
whole
like
time.
because there's an evil mug.
I know.
He has an evil face. huh?
Another fun fact: he played, unless I'm completely
There's a
misremembering
really,
it,
really
he
evil
played
face.
the captain on the new Star Trek Discovery season that just came
Did he
out.
really?
Yeah,
I liked
looks
him.
completely different. Like you could like say nose and everything,
Yeah.
but like without that white hair and like
Oh,
soft
yeah,
face,
yeah, yeah.
completely different.
My favorite part of Harry Potter is when he gives the sock to Dobby, and he hands Dobby the book. Malfoy
Oh yeah, and it has a
hands him the
sock
book.
in it.
Yes, it has a sock in it.
Yeah.
I would have
was
hit
my-
that little kid right there.
A moment of silence for Dobby.
I mean, I'm not for slavery, but I'm just saying, like, you do something that messed up. I'm
Yeah,
hitting that little kid.
I'm gonna suck this shit.
He had a cane too, so
Sorry, excuse my language.
Yeah. You're gonna get the bell. Concept artist Ralph McQuarrie earliest illustrations for Star Wars showed stormtroopers carrying lightsabers. Now
yeah, that's what the
Yeah, yeah,
little
yeah, yeah.
the
I
tube.
can't get
the,
behind that.
the
The
tube
tube
on the
the back.
belt.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the back of the belt. That was originally the lightsaber
Lightsaber,
holder. That's
But the
and,
stormtroopers redeemed themselves with the newer movies when how they got the little basically
little like
the super
baton
baton.
thing.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But
they
it's
did.
still not a lightsaber. And we're talking about no temples either.
Can I just say how cool Phasma's staff is?
Oh, it's pretty cool. I like the little force pike thing going on.
Yeah. Can I just talk about
Although-
that really quick?
Although they did have
That was so dope.
in I think it was Revenge of the Sith, it was General Grievous's guards. They had some sort of things that
Oh yeah, they're the electro staffs, the
electro-
Magna Guards.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. The certain guard.
You know
the
what?
certain hierarchy
and so did
of
the
guards.
Gungans.
Yeah. They yeah. Certain,
Now that you mention that, though, they could have totally, easily rewritten Star Wars Episode 8 to put a Captain Phasma versus Rey lightsaber fight with her little force pike thing.
that would have been.
That would have redeemed
that would've-
Captain Phasma a
That
little
would have
bit.
been. That would have been. Of course, she had to
But
fight
she didn't
Finn
have
though,
a
just because of the
she didn't
history.
have a
but
beef with
Or
with
maybe
Rey.
Finn
She
got the
didn't-
lightsaber.
I
or
think it would have
something.
been dope just for having those two women just go at it.
Yeah. But they didn't.
You know.
They never. I don't think they actually.
They've never-
really met.
Oh wait, because
No, they
They've never
didn't.
met.
I don't think. Well, I don't think
She
they've
went
met
after
on.
Finn.
Yeah,
She was looking for blood.
Yeah.
But you remember when Kylo Ren brought her to Starkiller Base, and then Captain Phasma's off looking for Rey at one point, or something?
No, I don't think they actually meet.
No, I don't think they actually meet like on screen.
But you think?
But I think they might have met because she's a commander of the base, and so's Kylo Ren.
I don't know.
Like,
Or like a
in
quick,
that
a
tour.
quick, a
You're
quick
going
walk by?
somewhere else.
Yeah,
Like
like
a quick walk by, like
Yeah, but that's no reason to have a
yeah,
fight
eye and the
with
perp
her.
and everything.
Yeah,
yeah.
And that's a reason to have a fight with her?
I just want them to fight just because they're too bad.
I think that would be
women.
badass.
Yeah, there you go. That's the
But-
word I was
Especially
looking
because like Gwendolyn Christie could break Rey. Like,
And
Well,
Harry-
we'll see. Maybe in the next movie we may see that because I think Phasma's coming back. I think
yeah, she
I
has.
think-
Lucasfilm was like now obligated for her to come back in like the most ultimate historical way for Episode 9. Because if they don't, Because they've
Snoke
twice
can't-
in a row they've been like, she's gonna be awesome. No, like, so they have to commit to something for Phasma for 9.
Yes, because they robbed her. of it.
Phasma's gonna take over.
But I don't know. I just can't imagine.
Ooh, yeah, I got some
Yeah.
And
thoughts
you know
on that
why
now.
she's
Yeah.
okay. So you agree with that? But when I say
Well,
she
'cause-
could be Palpatine jumped into her,
I
and
think
nobody's
it's-
agreeing with that.
I think she put in a lot of work. I have a feeling that Phasma really
Okay,
put in a lot
so-
of work and might
and-
be tired of how they're running things.
And okay, so if she's in charge, that takes us right back to Palpatine, doesn't it? Because she's wearing his ship.
I don't think she's taking charge of the
wearing-
First Order, but I think she definitely killed that little general dude.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because she's indifferent to Kylo Ren. She's like, I'll obey you because you could literally break me without doing anything.
But he
But
can't
it's
do
like-
anything. You're just a little peep squeak. Like,
And plus,
peep
she's
squeak.
still like on that spectrum of evil that Kylo Ren is. Like, oh, just massacre people. It's fun.
Yeah.
So like, I could see her and Kylo Ren doing stuff together, but I could see her easily like just Hux pisses
I-
her
I-
off
just,
or something,
like,
and
choke
she just like
that, just breaking his
Hux
neck.
could go
and then-
out just like
nameless Imperial officer.
no.
I'm not wrong.
No, I.
Well, the difference is we've gotten to know this one over a course of more than 5 minutes of film. So
Yeah.
That's true. That's
It
true.
is.
I loved him in episode 8. He's one of my favorite parts of episode 8. I love that beginning sequence when
I did like that.
I
too.
never discussed
Hux
that
is
in all the
cool.
times we talk about episode 8. I love when he calls Hux and like he's
I just
messing
like
with Hux.
I like Hux because how devoted he is. He's really devoted. He
Yeah.
gets force choked and tossed around a lot, but he's really devoted.
You'd say that until you realize the existing. No,
You
you say that until you know the existing parallel for that is Nazis. Right?
yeah.
Like he's kind of cool though. I get it.
Well, you know, he actually has more of a part than Phasma.
yeah,
yeah,
I know
big
that's
time, big time.
kind of stupid in my opinion.
'Cause
Even though,
Phasma
even though
was
he's
clearly
great.
the cooler
She's
character.
wearing an ominous costume, but
I mean,
she
like-
gets less time on.
How easy would it have been in all those scenes just to put Phasma there, just like add it in? You know, like she doesn't
Yeah.
have to do anything.
Yeah, you can just put it right there.
Yeah, but I don't know, for
That would have
some
at least
reason
given
she
her
just
some like screen
Yeah.
time in this one when
Yeah.
we were
She's
promised an
great
awesome
in,
epic story and redemption.
Game of Thrones. So
She is.
anyway,
Oh, I love her in Game of Thrones.
I do too.
I like that one like hippie dude's like eyeing her like, "Rrr," you know, that's awesome. I was like, yeah.
Bane's sidekick Tudu 360. Is it Tudu?
Yeah, I think it's 2D or 2D.
Tudu. It says Tudu. Is voiced by Seth Green. Best
Your
known
handwriting says that.
for Robot Chicken. But
Yeah,
that's
Seth
what.
Green is a huge Star Wars fan. Though.
Yeah.
Yes.
They let him on set all the time.
Yeah, I saw him at Comic-Con one time. My son's like, "There's Seth Green," and he goes, "Shh."
When he used to tweet, it was cool when he used to tweet because he would post like cool like stuff at Lucas Films, like at the
Because he was filming Robot Chicken.
yeah, and I mean he had like access to stuff that we wouldn't even know just because he's a
Yeah.
diehard Star Wars fan. And he
like he has
references
access to stuff that
Oh,
we're
man.
getting shot by a guard
Yeah,
if we're
like-
within 5 feet of.
See, that's all point I want to get to where I just get access to just certain stuff.
Yeah.
That's all. That's it. That's
And
not
when
really
you
too
get
much to
when you
ask.
get there,
Yeah,
we'll go
that's
with
true.
you.
Oh,
yeah, well, by all means.
I forgot about this. I know a trip we all three have to do one day.
Is that like Fanboy?
Vegas.
Okay, I know of 2 trips we all have to go do one day. Because you're right, you'd be an excellent Vegas companion for someone like me.
And there's
Yes,
a
I
new
would.
club
And she would be
out
great
there.
to keep us kind of in line because I'm kind of an alcoholic in Vegas.
Me too.
And I don't drink, so it'd be perfect.
Oh, yeah,
But there's a
thanks, Angie.
cosplay club I would love to go to
Oh, in Vegas.
in Vegas now.
See, now we have justification. But the other, the
Is
other
to
one
try
was
and get through the gates of
it's- I think it's in-
Skywalker Ranch.
no, but it's I think it's close to Skywalker Ranch. I think
Oh,
it's like
the,
within a couple hundred miles. The
Oh, you're talking
Rancho
about
Obi-Wan.
yes, I went to Petaluma
Because
to
we can
try
get
and see-
tours.
Yes, I went there on my way to a
And
motocross
it's-
race in Washington, and I was in Petaluma. We drove around. There's no indication of where that is.
Really?
If you buy the tickets to go, then you'll know the address. But if you're just like a person driving around, no, you're not going
Dude,
to find
it's
where it is.
I'll send you some videos tonight if I remember
cool.
of like tours of the. It's I forget his name. He used to be the old head of public relations for Lucasfilm, but he's like the ultimate Star Wars fan.
Oh yeah,
And like
everything
he
and
was buying
anything.
stuff like when the first movie came out.
Yeah.
It's just a massive collection of
Just
literally
props
like
and
he even has
everything.
like prototype figures that were like there's like 3 of these. He is like
And
one
where's
of
this
them.
located?
It's
In
in
Petaluma.
Like, yeah, Petaluma.
Okay.
Up
So
above
it's not
San
far.
Francisco.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's far.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But We should totally do like a 3-day weekend or something
We're
and go check that
fanboys.
out one day.
Yeah,
We're
Airbnb it up. I'm with it. Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that's right. Because people
Airbnb.
turns out they don't get murdered by doing that service. It's been going for a few years now.
I have a taser. But I'm not
I didn't
worried
use
about it.
I didn't use Uber for like 2 years until I knew it was a safe thing. So now I'm like,
Yeah.
enough time's passed for Airbnb. Nobody's been murdered that I've seen horribly, so
Airbnb's
we can do
good.
that.
Horribly?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I Google Airbnb murder,
Yeah, they're
I'm getting
nice Airbnb.
something, but
Yeah.
it's obviously not big enough
Someone's got a
that
camera
I've
somewhere.
seen.
That's- Okay, the slime sound from Jabba the Hutt was mainly made using a bowl of melted cheese.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either, but like the second she said it, I was
I
like,
could hear
I knew
it,
it
yeah.
because thinking like a sound designer, I'm like, I know
Oh,
exactly. Okay, kind of gross, but I get it.
I've
Yeah.
got more. I've got one more page, and then David, it's going to be you. Comedy actors like Charlie Chaplin and Danny Kaye were the inspiration for the goofy Jar Jar Binks antics.
Yeah,
I knew that. I knew
definitely
Even
Charlie Chaplin.
Charlie Chap.
You know what?
Even though I
just
guess
don't-
you could say he was way more graceful at it, but
I don't see the significance in Jar Jar Binks. I don't know why. I've watched.
he's essentially there for comic relief and or children, but he was just. I guarantee you, if we had no knowledge of this movie, and you go back and you literally just do two things: edit his sequences down a little bit, and then actually rewrite his to where he's like talks different but doesn't sound like a stupid idiot. You do those two things, and you place that into history. None of us would have had an issue with Jar Jar. So, like as a character, what his purpose is isn't terrible. Yeah, you could write the movie without it, but it's just the way it's to the extent he was taken.
Yeah.
That is the issue.
Yeah.
But people don't realize that. They're just like, no, we should just not have Jar Jar Binks. It's like, dude,
Well, I mean,
that
I
movie
can-
would be fundamentally missing something if you just etched him out of everything.
Well, he needed to get them out of the Earth's core, out of Naboo's Earth core, and I can understand, because he was their guide.
He was like their guide,
to get
yeah.
out of there. But some of the stuff that he did, I watched.
That's why
I watched Phantom Menace a ton of 10.
But you watched Clone
million
Wars
times.
too, and Jar Jar Binks is nowhere nearly annoying in Clone Wars as he is in the movie.
In the cartoons,
because he essentially had better writers.
well, he's
but-
hooking up with a lady too.
Oh yeah, he does get busy with Lady,
Yeah.
Jar Jar Binks is an
and it's of a different race too, so it's like interspecies.
Yeah, she was. What was her name? Julie.
Yeah, Julia or
Julie.
Julia or something
Julia.
like that.
Yes.
I never liked Jar Jar Binks at all. Not one bit. Not one time. Not
Have you
ever.
seen those episodes though?
on the
Clone
cartoon?
Wars?
The,
Clone Wars.
yeah,
With Jar Jar in him.
yeah.
Because he's not too bad. You should watch the Jar Jar Mace Windu one where he goes and hooks up with his little lady.
Yeah.
Jar
Kinda
Jar's
sweet.
Jar
It's
Jar's
not
a
too
Sith.
bad.
He's a Sith.
Oh, I don't think
I
he's
don't
a
know.
Sith.
He's a Sith.
He is
but
responsible for overthrowing the Galactic Republic,
He's a Sith.
Yeah.
but he's not
He's
a
a
Sith.
Sith.
Well, he was easily controlled because remember, the weak mind can be controlled.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make him a Sith, but the weak mind. He was a weak-minded guy.
He's such an idiot.
He was an idiot. And you know what? They don't really say what he got in trouble
he?
for when he was sent away from the
But he wasn't a
Gungans.
dummy on purpose because he's a Sith. I'm just kidding.
No, he said he was clumsy.
No,
That's
yeah, he crashed. I think the full explanation is Boss Nass, the guy that they see in like the little throne room thing. Yeah, Jar Jar crashed his submarine thing, like what they took.
Yeah.
Is that what it? Is that
Yeah, I
what
think that's what it was.
Okay.
Okay.
Why did they let him drive it if they knew
I
it was clumsy?
I know.
That makes no sense.
He
A-
crashed it or crashed into it, something like that. But I remember that much.
Oh my gosh! A live elephant wearing fur and horns played the bantha in the original Star Wars.
Oh,
It-
and
it
that was in Tunisia
later-
too. That would have
Right.
sucked for those elephants.
Only one
Yeah, it would've.
elephant. It says a live elephant. That
Well,
was the
it was
fact.
probably live at the time. I don't think it might have survived the Star
Well,
Wars.
they may not have used. Remember, they didn't use too much. You don't see too much of the bantha scene in Star Wars. It's just that small portion. But later on,
True, and I don't think they rented out that elephant for a whole month in
yeah,
Tunisia. So.
Star Wars. Okay, in the original Star Wars, it was later digitally replaced, replicated, and added to the special edition of Return of the Jedi to form a herd. So they.
Oh yeah, that's when they
so-
did the adding in the extra stormtroopers and stuff in the other
Right.
movies and whatnot.
But I like the banthas.
I like them; they're pretty cool. I have a bantha mount in Star Wars: The Old Republic.
I like the banthas, and then
He's
I
one of my
like.
top 5 mounts I use.
I like the other animals that were were on Tatooine that the stormtroopers were
the
riding.
dewbacks.
The dewbacks.
I have a dewback mount too. He's black though. He's not green.
I
He's
like
pretty
the
cool.
Dewbacks. Because it was in the book Kenobi. I'm sorry, I'm in love with Kenobi.
Are you now?
It all goes. We are involved. Just so you know.
I don't understand the purpose of dewbacks and banthas though, outside of like sustenance, because their travel is terrible. Like, I get it. We live in the desert. Granted, I'm not going like Bear Grylls out there.
But they might.
Yeah.
But that's not what.
Like they move at like half a mile an hour.
But that's
I
not
could walk
what.
faster than that.
That's not what Obi-Wan was writing when he brought Luke.
I was probably like
to
Oopaloos or whatever the hell their names are.
Yeah.
They look
Something
like
that.
Like I think they have like 2 U's and then it's like a 4-letter name and there's like 2
Oopaloos.
U's.
Is that like
or...
Fruit Loops?
It's something. I know
The
that
Oompa
name.
Loompas.
Yeah, the Oopaloos.
It's mildly hazed right now for reasons unknown.
But it looked like a camel. So I think
Reasons
those ones were the ones you traveled on. The other ones were maybe the dewbacks and stuff were maybe like.
Yeah, the dewbacks are the ones you see the sand troopers on in A New
and
Hope if they had them
they're
in.
moving pretty slow.
But with that one thing, the Varactyl that Obi-Wan Rise of Episode 3, I have a mount of that. I have a bunch of those mounts in the game too. Like they have different colors and stuff. Those things are so
I don't
cool.
like when it gets drowned in the water though.
I assume it doesn't and survives. I just assume it falls because it's really quick. That thing's living, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it made
It makes me feel
sad
better.
sound.
They didn't have to show it to me like the damn porgs, but they did that too.
Yeah,
So.
you got a barbecue.
I watched Episode 8 again last night.
I just
And that's the
got
first
it.
time I noticed.
Oh, you got it. You got
I
it.
just got it
Yeah.
now. But you know what? I don't have a Blu-ray player, so I'm gonna have to watch the other part and not see the extras. So since it was my birthday yesterday, I'm gonna be pushing for a Blu-ray player.
You can literally get a Blu-ray player for like $20.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just get one.
Yeah.
All you need is HDMI cord. Bink, bink, done.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like the way you make that sound so easy. For me,
I will
okay,
come-
how do you plug this in?
You literally plug it in with this cable right here. This goes in one side, this goes in the other side.
I'd be all, I can't plug this in. I can barely work my iPhone.
I live like right next to you. It's just like, hey, David, come over and do tech work for me because I know all you're doing is playing video games because you're not at the podcast.
There's nothing wrong with
the
that. You know
indoor scenes
have to go
were
back to school.
filmed in the
something wrong.
giant redwood forest in Northern California, in particular, tall tree redwood grove
Yeah.
and other forests near the remote town of
See, if we
that.
go
My
to
friend Brandon, basically a stewardess. He just went and he was in the forest, the redwood forest, the chase scene.
Now I was in
See,
the forest, but
if
I
we
went
go to
there for
Rancho
Twilight.
Obi-Wan, we could also go to the redwoods, and we could film our own Ewok scenes
Okay.
where I get to be an
I
Ewok.
want to know who's
And
driving.
smoke a redwood.
We'll take turns.
We might get in trouble for smoking a redwood. I think NorCal has some strict laws against that.
Yeah, they do.
I wanted to live in a redwood. That'd be like the coolest house.
Yeah, it would
Yes.
be. Yeah, it would
Just
be.
carve it out and just have it be
Yeah,
like
it
a
would
really
be.
tiny but like really tall house.
That's so Hobbiton right now.
I know.
Yeah.
That's my dream. My retirement package, which I am putting money into slowly, and one day when I have
Would
more
be
money.
a Hobbiton.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna build a hobbit hole
Yeah.
on land. I
Oh,
think I'm just
what?
gonna buy like a few acres in Alaska and
Just
build
a hobbit hole. That would be dope.
I would like to go to New Zealand to go to Hobbiton.
That's
Yeah.
one of my goals one day
I
too.
love that.
I need to find somebody who wants to go with me and also has money because it's like
You need
I'll
money.
go by myself.
Okay, rich ladies, he needs somebody to take him.
No. I'm not saying they
Me
pay
too,
for me. I
rich-
pay
rich
for
ladies.
No. I don't want to apply
Rich
rich ladies.
ladies.
I pay for myself, but there's no way in hell I'm paying $12,000 for another person.
I don't mind a rich lady. So, ladies, if you're listening, you're out there.
And you like Star Wars and you're a little nerdy? We have a
then-
sexy man here for you.
Oh, we should do that. We
Hey.
should actually find some people and do like a Star Wars dating game show podcast.
Yeah, we
Kinda-
should.
Kind of funny.
Like behind door number 1, number 2, number 3.
Yes.
That doesn't
would a
matter
date
'cause I'm not
with-
going to pick any of them because I'm going to
What would
find
a
flaws.
date with
But
you be like? Well, we'll go see Star Wars.
I
You
know
won.
nothing about Star Wars.
Get her out of here. Escort her
then
out
we
the
could like
building.
find
be
some
like
friends in the
this.
501st to be stormtroopers.
She's out of here.
Escort her off the building, please.
Oh, was that a book about dinosaurs?
No, this one is
Oh, I
about...
couldn't see. Oh, it's Geonosians.
Yes,
Boo.
Geonosians.
I thought it was a fun fact book about dinosaurs. I was supposed to say, let's do this. We're reading the whole thing right now.
Isn't it crazy how much we love dinosaurs?
Well, it says here
I love them.
flying foxes squabbling over a banana, and mating cries from penguins were used to create the strange noises that the Geonosins make.
I want to buy a South African penguin one day.
South
make
African
that.
penguin?
Yeah, because they could like live in normal people weather.
Mm.
I might get one. Plus, all that's happening to them down
might
there is
get
they're just getting eaten by sharks and
Yeah.
seals all the
Here's
time.
an interesting one too.
I'll get one. It'll be my friend.
A
be the coolest pet ever.
termite infestation in filmmaker George Lucas's house inspired the Geonosins.
Yeah, they're like termites.
Yes.
Just why they're gross.
But our show is called Radio Geonosis, so what does that mean? We're termites?
That means we're gross.
Okay,
say
looks
that.
like we got to come up with a new name, everybody.
We're good.
He even collected some of the insects in a jar for the artists.
Oh, that's
really?
kind of cool.
Yeah, that's...
I can just imagine George Lucas on her tweezers like, oh, no, nothing, honey. I'm just trying to get this.
But you know, I know...
Oh, there we go. It's a termite. I'm going to give it to Dan in the art
What
department.
inspired General Grievous? Do you know? I do.
You do?
Uh-huh. All right,
No, but I
David.
actually know what the name of his race is, and a lot of people don't know the name of his
Okay,
race.
what inspired the drawing of General Geonosis?
General
Oh, I
Geonosis?
can't...
General Grievanosis.
General
If I had to
Grievous.
guess,
General Grievous.
I'm gonna throw three things.
I'm getting hungry. Sorry, guys.
Three things. I'll accept a guess. Spider, reptile.
Nope.
See, that's all. It's too out of context right now for me. What's the so what is it? I want to know.
A spray bottle.
What?
Yes, a spray
You
bottle.
were implying animal, living thing.
No, what inspired the drawings for...
A spray bottle?
Yes, for General Grievous.
Because I could see that. I
A
mean, that
spray
I
bottle.
wouldn't have guessed it, but
You know how
I
I
could see that.
you know how I
Okay.
know that? I saw that in the extras.
Oh, where-
What are they smoking over there to make it even...
A spray bottle.
my God.
For some reason, the
spray
spray bottle
bottle
looks like a
spray.
villain.
No, the way I imagine
to-
it was like one of those like it was that night.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it had to
he
have
falls
been.
asleep, wakes up an hour later, and it's a spray bottle right there, and he's like, "They're
No.
coming, they're coming."
He was actually he tasked his team to draw General
Grievous.
Grievous. Why can't I say that? But I watched it in the extras, and it was actually a spray bottle. It was interesting.
That's really concerning.
Yes.
But I know.
But I do like General Grievous. I just
see,
like his...
What
I just
is the
like
name
Yes.
of his race?
I don't know.
Kalish.
Kalish?
Kalish?
And does his race actually have 4 arms?
No, because
No.
they made him because he was almost like a prequel to Darth Vader.
Yeah, that was the point of him. He was like all the technology used in Grievous was like Beta Vader.
Yeah.
Oh,
But he had
okay.
a cold all the time. You know?
Yeah, he got a cough all the time.
Yeah, because that was like this
Side
isn't
effect,
working.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's kind of there, but we're not sure
Yeah.
yet. But then Vader was the perfected but still dumbed down to make him angry and pissed off constantly version of that.
But I found it interesting that he was not killed by a lightsaber. He
No, he was killed by a blaster.
Yeah, by a blaster.
And he, Kenobi, which by the way we're involved. he said it's uncivilized, but he still took to the blaster to
He
kill
did.
him.
Yeah, he did. He did. He had to do what he had to do.
Yeah, he took to the
to
blaster.
say-
Oh yeah, he's not gonna go. Oh, he's coming for me and about to stab me in the head with that electric pull thingy. No, it's too uncivilized. Sorry, Emperor.
Yeah.
And just get capped right there.
Well, I don't know why.
Desperate times, desperate measures.
That's
Yeah.
right. You had to
Yeah.
do what you had to do, but I
Got
don't
to.
know why he would say that. It's
Yeah.
uncivilized. But maybe he had to throw that in because,
Just really quick.
yeah, because
Because it's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
he's Obi-Wan Kenobi, but he also says it.
He says something referring
in A
to it
New
like
Hope.
A New Hope, like
Yeah,
from a more civilized age and stuff like that.
Yeah.
he didn't say stuff
I-
like that.
Well, I don't yeah.
Okay, let's see. Flying saucer from the 1950s science fiction stories inspired the design for Hondu's pirate ship.
Oh yeah, duh.
Yes,
I always didn't like those ships though. I was like, that's too earthy.
I don't. No.
Too earthy?
Yeah, it was like they were killing my immersion with those ships
But it was too earthy.
because it was like I see those when I go outside, so they're after me.
And it is
They're
two
here.
dude.
Oh, dude, I have to tell you one day. I'll do it one day, but I have like the craziest UFO story.
You didn't see
Those
it,
don't exist.
Really? You said those don't. You don't think so?
No. I think we have a lot of stuff out there flying around that we're not going to talk about. And I remember in the early 90s.
Phoenix Lights.
No. You didn't let me finish.
That's true. I did not.
No. There was an earthquake, and so I was living in the San Gabriel Valley at the time, and there was an earthquake, and a lot of people were wondering what happened, and they said that it stemmed from somewhere near Santa Monica. What it was is a ship. It was some sort of plane flying probably from the desert of Palmdale out to the ocean, and it was called the Aurora. You don't hear anything about it now, but it was.
I remember that.
The black helicopters
something
are
about
on their
Aurora.
way right now as we talk about this.
But she doesn't believe in aliens, man.
No, I don't believe it. I don't.
You're gonna be like unprepared when Independence Day happens in like the next 8 years.
Well, Independence Day was here in the high desert a while back. They filmed it.
I know, but like when they actually come.
What do you mean they filmed it? What happened? Was it a UFO?
No, they filmed
No, they
for the
filmed the
movie.
movie.
Oh, the movie. Oh,
Independence Day. They filmed
No,
it
the
up here.
UFOs are coming to exterminate us all.
To get him.
No, they're coming for all of us, and I will be on their side. I will be like, hey guys, do you want all the information
Do
about
you
our culture and
remember-
species to take advantage?
Do you remember
They have
in
flying ships, of
Independence
course I'm doing
Day,
them.
the girl that was out there with her? She was out there with her poster and everything.
Oh,
and
yeah,
she got blown
up.
away.
It got blown up.
Because you know what? They don't care about us, but they don't exist.
But no, that's not. You don't attack. You don't go at it from that like those stupid protests. Okay, never mind.
Okay, I was going to tell
There's
you
a systematic way you get in with the aliens.
earlier. I was going to tell you. I think that Hux would end up something like Grand Moff Tarkin. He's going to get blown away like Grand Moff Tarkin.
But that'd be the other thing I have in common because Grand Moff Tarkin was awesome and Hux was like lame.
But he's almost like a Grand Moff Tarkin.
No, he has like the same centralized role. Yeah.
Right. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
So Peter Cushing, who played Grand Moff Tarkin, often wore slippers during filming.
Yeah, he didn't like the boots.
The boots probably was uncomfortable as hell.
Yeah.
Because the boots for Grand Moff Tarkin's costume hurt his feet. He usually filmed above
Fetch
the
my
waist.
sandals.
Yeah, he showed up in slippers.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law drove a truck, and so he would fly to Vegas and drive the truck back
Yeah.
to the LA area. And so because you have to go through the checkpoints and everything in the airport, he would wear slippers. So his truck handle was slippers.
Yeah, I try to wear Crocs when I go into the airport.
That's a fun fact, but that's my family's fun fact.
Yeah, like I try to do the same thing. Like I take everything out of my pockets right before I get to security, like wallet, phones, and stuff, and my belt and everything. And then I try to wear Crocs, although I still refuse to be seen dead in public with Crocs.
Don't let
Yeah,
me
but
see
those
you in
are-
public with Crocs.
No, those are my house shoes.
Oh yeah, good.
They're great, but I
Don't bring
please,
those- don't-
if I ever come to this studio and you see me in Crocs,
I'll
just
happily
throw
throw
me
you over.
off the damn
Absolutely.
thing over there.
Say
Yeah,
no
please.
more.
Because that's what we know I really have given up.
Yeah, there you go. You're cuckoo. That's exactly what's going on in your head if you wear Crocs. Don't wear those to Vegas.
I had a
baby. You hear
Grandma
me?
Tarkin fact, but it escapes me now.
Okay, the name Asajj was inspired by character Asajj. Is that how you say that?
Oh, Asaji?
In the 1957 samurai film Throne of Blood.
Oh, Akira Kurosawa.
Yeah, one of George Lucas's
Favorite movies.
favorite movie directors.
And-
Maybe that's why he wanted to use.
No, like Hidden Fortress and stuff, like all that
Yes.
is influence in Star
But
Wars.
I think he was influenced by. He would go to the movies on Saturday afternoons in San Francisco in those small place, small studios or small movie theaters, and watch a lot of those movies. I watched a lot of those at home.
Like his favorite genre of film is Japanese film. He loves
Yes.
Japanese film.
I loved all the old Japanese fighting films and things like that.
I love Japanese films. However, do not watch like any Japanese horror film before 1980 because you will not sleep for like
No.
months.
Now,
And I love horror movies, and
Well,
I'm like,
there-
oh god,
there
no!
was a
What are these
Japanese-
people on?
Yeah. Yeah.
there was a Japanese movie. I can't think of the name of it, but it was something like The Hunger Games, but it was before The Hunger Games. Oh my gosh, I cannot think of the name of the movie. And
There's a bunch of kids killing each other.
Yes, in the school. Yeah.
Oh wait, not in a school though. I thought you meant like at a
No, it was like a
sanctioned tournament. Never mind.
No, it was like a school or something. But it was almost like the Hunger Games. But
Okay.
when you watch it, you're like, okay, I'm watching the Hunger Games. So it was a takeoff from that, just like Kimba we were talking about earlier.
Like one of those Saw Hunger Games situations. Like all you kids are now locked inside this elementary school.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know what.
Last one out gets out. You know, like
Yeah,
is
and
it like that or?
That's basically
It's
what it
chocolate
was.
milk.
Yeah. And you're getting it between the eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
do
gonna
we have-
find this film.
I cannot think of the name of it. And once I do, I will send it to you. Since you do live right down the street from me, I can go over there and
Zadie.
give the information.
Yeah, Aaron, you live far away.
I know. Sorry, guys.
He's in the
You live a
outer.
whole exit away, man.
He lives
Am
in.
I
we're
really
in,
far from you
we're in the
guys?
outer rim, and you're in wild
Wait,
space.
where are you guys?
Like we live off of Bear
Where
Valley.
do you reside?
I live
Bear
off
Valley
of
Road.
Bear Valley. and
Mustafar.
Ish.
Really that far from you guys? Probably. Huh?
Yeah, you're
like
quite a
5
ways
minutes.
from me. Yeah.
Are you guys far from here?
No,
No, like-
about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Five,
10
5 minutes of no traffic.
Yeah.
10-minute.
I'm on the other
average.
side of Bear Valley, so
Okay,
I'm-
cool.
now everyone's
Yeah, we
Googling
live on
where I'm
opposite
from.
sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sucks.
it's not far though.
No.
Like I could
no.
walk to our house if like there was an emergency or something.
Oh, okay.
Like anything less than that, I'd
Come
be
on,
like, "Can you
Bantha."
please come pick me up?" But, yeah.
Well, that concludes our fun facts from Radio Geonosis this week, our 10th show.
Woo, yeah. Like, oh yeah.
Next week, we're going to be going over
I'm like butthead.
favorite
Oh, yeah.
food and drink scenes. Now, we were supposed to do that this week, but since it was the 10th show,
I think I'm bringing a drink next week.
yes,
I think I'm gonna
blue
bring it.
milk.
Oh, you drink some Carvassier?
And then I want to find out what
Cavassier
cognac.
milk,
Cognac.
Yeah.
cognac.
I want to find out what Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi, which, by the way, we're involved, what they were drinking.
I'm maintaining
when they
they were
end up-
doing tequila shots as soon as they got like
That's what I'm thinking.
negotiations.
I don't. It was some sort of wine or something, but we'll be discussing that next week.
Okay.
David, please follow us. Where?
Oh yeah, you should totally like and subscribe on YouTube and check us out at facebook.com/Radio Geonosis.
Yes.
And
follow us on
yeah, all that
Facebook.
stuff.
Yes. We
and
are
at Radio Geonosis on Instagram, right?
On Instagram.
on
yep.
Instagram.
That's right.
We're on Instagram
We got,
as well.
we got a few new likes too on
Yes.
Facebook. So
Yeah.
good job. That was
Yes.
dope. That was cool.
I'd make us a Twitter, but I'd just be totally uninterested in it.
No,
I'll make
but
us a
okay.
Twitter like if we ever get questions one day.
There we go.
Yes.
There we go.
Live
There we go.
We'll be
question
doing
answering.
that. We'll be doing that
Yeah.
someday.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see you next time. Thank you, everyone.
Later.